Story 1. Rewrite the Watcher's game. Sometimes the cameras aren't there to protect you. They're there to watch you become the next victim. This is the story of a house-sitting job in rural Illinois, 2025, where I learned that some homes never let you leave. I needed money. Student loans were crushing me, and a friend named Clara mentioned a couple who needed a house sitter for 2 weeks. Easy gig, she said. Just watch their dogs. They'll pay $2,000. The house was 30 minutes outside town, surrounded by dense woods. The couple of the Hendersons were in their 50s. Polite, but strange. Red flag. But $2,000 is $2,000. Mrs. Henderson handed me a printed schedule. 7 a.m. feed, dogs. 2 p.m. check all doors and windows. 9 p.m. lock, doggy door. 11 p.m. lights out. Stay in bedroom. Why lights out at 11? I asked. She smiled for the first time. It didn't reach her eyes. The cameras switched to motion sensor mode. We don't want false alarms. They left the next morning without saying goodbye. Night 3. The glitch. The first 2 nights were quiet. Too quiet. Night 3, 10:47 p.m. I was watching TV when all 13 camera feeds on my phone went offline simultaneously, not one by one, all at once. I texted Mrs. Henderson, "Cameras are down. Should I be worried?" No response. 11:03 p.m. The dogs started barking at the doggy door. Frantic, terrified barking. I blocked the door with a chair and went to bed. 2:34 a.m. I woke to a notification. Camera 7. Motion detected garage, but the cameras were offline. I checked my phone. The app showed live footage of the garage. Empty. Dark. Then I saw it. A shadow moving across the frame. Human-shaped. Tall. I refreshed the app. All cameras still showed offline, except camera 7. Night 5. The text. Night 5. 11:42 p.m. My phone buzzed. "Mrs. Henderson, are you awake?" Me. "Yeah, why?" "Mrs. Henderson, good. Can you check if the garage door to the house is closed?" I froze. How did she know I was awake? The cameras were still offline. Me. "How do you know I'm up?" "Mrs. Henderson, I can see the bedroom light is on, but my bedroom didn't have a camera. I turned off the light, waited." "Mrs. Henderson, thank you." My phone buzzed again. A photo taken from inside my bedroom. Me, sitting on the bed, holding my phone. Taken 5 seconds ago. I grabbed my keys and ran for the door. It was locked. Deadbolt engaged from the outside. Panic set in. All doors locked, windows nailed shut. Then I remembered. The basement had an exterior exit. I crept downstairs, flashlight shaking in my hand. The basement was unfinished concrete floor, exposed pipes, storage boxes. And a door I'd never noticed before. Metal, industrial lock. I tried the handle, unlocked. Inside, 13 monitors, all showing live camera feeds, not just from the house, from me. Camera 14, my bedroom hidden in smoke detector. Camera 15, bathroom behind mirror. Camera 16, shower ceiling, vent, and recordings, hundreds of files, labeled by date. I clicked one at random. A young woman, mid-20s, sleeping in the guest bed. My bed, the timestamp, 6 months ago. I clicked another, different woman, same bed. 8 months ago, then I saw the most recent folder. My name, current date. I heard footsteps upstairs, heavy, deliberate. The exterior basement door was 15 feet away. I ran. I burst through the basement exit into the woods. My car was in the driveway, blocked by their SUV. They were home. They'd been home the whole time. I ran into the woods, branches tearing at my face. Behind me, I heard Mr. Henderson's voice. "You weren't supposed to find the basement." I didn't stop. I ran until I hit the main road and flagged down a passing truck. The police searched the house the next day. No basement room, no monitors, no hidden cameras. The Hendersons claimed I'd had a mental health episode. But when the police left, I got one final text. "We have all the footage we need. Thank you for participating." That was 8 months ago. I still get notifications sometimes. Camera motion alerts from cameras that don't exist. In houses I've never been to. And last week, I saw a Craigslist ad. House sitter needed, $2,000 for 2 weeks. Contact the Hendersons. I reported it. The ad was taken down. It reappeared the next day with a new photo, a photo of my bedroom, taken last night. The end. Some houses have cameras to keep you safe. Some have cameras to keep you trapped. And some are still watching. Story 2. Table for 2. Not everyone who walks into a bar walks out. This is the story of a Friday night shift in Baltimore, 2025. And the couple who never ordered a drink. I've bartended at Ravens Point for 3 years. Dive bar near the harbor. Nothing fancy, but the tips are good, and the regulars are harmless. Friday nights are chaos college kids. Bachelorette parties. Drunk karaoke. I love it. 9:47 p.m., the couple walked in. Elderly, maybe 70s. Dressed formally, him in a black suit, her in a dark red dress that looked decades out of style. They sat in the corner booth. Didn't order, didn't speak, just stared. At first, I thought they were waiting for someone, but an hour passed, 2 hours. They never moved. 11:32 p.m., I walked over. "Can I get you folks something to drink?" The woman smiled. Her lips didn't move naturally, like a puppet. "We're waiting," she whispered. For you to close." A chill ran down my spine. "We close at 2 a.m. You might want to order something if you're staying." The man finally looked at me. His eyes were milky white. Cataracts, maybe. But something felt wrong. "We'll wait," he said. I told my coworker Jake about them. He glanced over, confused. "What couple?" "Corner booth. Older couple. Been here for hours." Jake stared at the empty booth. "Bro, no one's been sitting there all night." I looked again. They were gone. But their booth, the vinyl seat, was cold. Ice cold. In July, 12:47 a.m., a regular named Tommy pulled me aside. "Hey, you see that couple earlier? You saw them too?" Tommy's face went pale. "Yeah, and I've seen them before. 3 years ago, night before the last bartender quit." "What happened to him?" "He disappeared, just never showed up for his shift again. Police found his car in the harbor 2 weeks later. Doors locked. No body." My stomach dropped. Tommy leaned closer. "They say this bar used to be a funeral home in the 1950s. That corner booth, that's where they display the bodies before burial." 1:34 a.m. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. "Look behind you." I spun around. Empty bar. Just Jake, cleaning glasses. Another text. Not Jake. Behind him. I looked at Jake. Behind him, in the reflection of the mirror behind the bar, I saw them. The couple standing directly behind Jake. But when I looked at Jake in person, no one was there. "Jake, we need to leave now." "What?" "We still have 30 minutes. Now, we locked up early." I was shaking so badly, I could barely turn the key. As we walked to our cars, I glanced back at the bar. The couple stood in the window, watching. The woman raised one hand and waved. The lights inside the bar turned off, one by one. We'd already locked up. No one was inside. Jake grabbed my arm. "What the fuck?" The front door opened by itself. The couple stepped outside. They didn't walk, they glided. "Run," I whispered. We sprinted to Jake's car. He fumbled with his keys, hands shaking. The couple stood at the edge of the parking lot, not chasing us, just waiting. Jake's car started. We peeled out. In the rearview mirror, I watched them. They were still standing there, perfectly still. Then the woman smiled and I saw it. She had no teeth, just a black void where her mouth should be. That was my last shift at Ravens Point. Jake quit too. We both filed reports with the owner. He laughed it off. You two need to lay off the whiskey. But 3 weeks later, the new bartender, a kid named Eric, went missing. His car was found in the harbor. Doors locked. No body. I got a text last week. Unknown number. Table for 2. We're still waiting. Attached, a photo. Taken from inside Ravens Point, the corner booth. 2 empty glasses on the table. And in the reflection of the glasses, my face. The end. Some customers never leave. Some wait for decades, and some are still sitting there. Story 3. Echo Ridge. Some forests take more than trees. They take voices, faces, souls. This is the story of a logging crew in the Cascade Mountains, 2025, and the echoes that followed them home. Week 1. The contract. My dad's been a feller tree saw operator for 23 years. Independent contractor. He goes where the money is. In 2025, he took a job in the North Cascades. Remote site, 6-week contract, triple pay. Why triple? I asked. Because no one else will take it. The site was called Echo Ridge, 40 miles from the nearest town, accessible only by logging road. The trees were old growth, 300 years, some older. The crew was small. My dad, his partner Griffin, and a skidder operator named Lou. No cell service, no internet, just radios. Day 3, my dad called me from the ranger station during his supply run. Something's wrong with the radios, he said. We're hearing voices. Interference. No, it's us. Our voices, but delayed. Like an echo. Exactly. Except we're not repeating ourselves. The radio is week 2. The voices. Day 10. Griffin radioed my dad. I'm heading to the north section. Be back by 4. 3 hours later, my dad heard Griffin's voice on the radio again. I'm heading to the north section. Be back by 4. Same words, same tone. But it was 7 p.m. My dad radioed back. Griffin, you already said that. You okay? Silence. Then Griffin's voice. What are you talking about? I'm still at the north section. You said you'd be back by 4. It's 7. No, I didn't. I just got here 10 minutes ago. My dad checked the radio log. Griffin's first transmission was recorded at 4:03 p.m. The second identical transmission was at 7:11 p.m. But Griffin had no memory of the first call. 3. Day 17. Lou stopped showing up to the work site. They found him in his trailer, staring at the wall. I saw him, Lou whispered. Saw who? Me, standing in the trees, watching me work. Griffin laughed it off. You're losing it, man. But that night, my dad saw it too. A figure at the edge of the tree line, wearing his jacket, his helmet, his gloves. When he turned on his headlamp, the figure turned and walked into the woods. My dad followed. The figure stayed 50 feet ahead, always just out of reach. It moved through the underbrush, without making a sound. Then it stopped, turned around. It had my dad's face, but the eyes were wrong. Empty, black. The figure raised one hand and waved. My dad ran back to the trailer. He didn't sleep that night. Week 4. The Echo, 10:30 to 13 o'clock. Day 22. All 3 men heard it. A chainsaw, running in the distance. But no one was working that section. They followed the sound. It led them to a clearing they'd never seen before. In the center, a tree, freshly cut, still bleeding sap. But they hadn't cut that tree. Griffin checked his radio log. 3 hours earlier, he'd transmitted felling the big Douglas fir in Section 12. But Griffin had been in Section 9 all day. Section 12 was the clearing. My dad walked closer to the tree. Carved into the trunk, Echo Ridge, minus 1987. Below it, 3 names. The last name, Griffin Cole. Griffin's full name? What the fuck is this? Griffin shouted. Then they heard it, a voice on the radio. Griffin's voice, "Help, I'm stuck. Section 12, tree fell wrong, can't move." But Griffin was standing right there. Transmission repeated, over and over. "Help, I'm stuck. Section 12, tree fell wrong, can't move." They searched Section 12, found nothing. But when they returned to the trailer, Griffin's jacket was covered in sawdust. He hadn't cut any trees that day. Day 25. Lou was found unconscious near the tree line. When he woke up, he couldn't speak. He just pointed at the woods. My dad demanded evacuation. The logging company refused. "You signed a 6-week contract." "Fuck the contract. We're leaving." They packed up and drove out that night. On the logging road, my dad's radio crackled. "Don't leave. You're not done yet." It was his own voice. He floored it. In the rearview mirror, he saw 3 figures standing in the middle of the road. Him, Griffin, Lou, watching them drive away. That was 9 months ago. My dad hasn't logged since. Griffin moved to Alaska. Lou is in a psychiatric facility. But last week, my dad got a call. Unknown number, no voice, just the sound of a chainsaw. And in the background, faint, barely audible. "Echo. Ridge, come back. We're still waiting." He checked the caller ID. It was his own number. Some forests, echo your voice. Some, echo your face. And some, keep a copy forever. Story 4. The passenger. Road rage is terrifying. But what's worse is realizing the person following you knows exactly where you live. This is the story of a Friday night drive in 2025. And the car that wouldn't let us escape. My girlfriend Emma and I were heading home from dinner with our puppy, Cooper, asleep in the back seat. Route 29, just outside the city. Light traffic, normal night. Jumps pool lewat 47 p.m. A white siren merged behind us. No big deal, except it stayed exactly 3 car lengths back. Never closer, never farther. "That car's been following us for 5 minutes, Emma said. "Probably just going the same direction." I changed lanes. The sedan changed lanes. I sped up. It sped up. I slowed down. It slowed down. "Okay, that's weird," I admitted. Then the high beams came on, blinding. The sedan accelerated, riding inches from our bumper. Honk, honk, honk. Cooper woke up, barking frantically. "What the hell do they want?" Emma shouted. I tried to see the driver in my mirror. Tinted windows, no plates visible. The sedan swerved into the next lane, pulling alongside us. The driver's window rolled down, a man, 30s, smiling. He held up a phone, pointed it at us. "Taking photos. Drive. Go," Emma screamed. I floored it. The sedan matched our speed 60, 70, 80 miles per hour. It cut in front of us, brake-checked us. I swerved, barely avoiding a crash. "Call 911, I shouted. Emma dialed. We're on Route 29, heading south. White sedan, no plates, chasing us. The call dropped. She tried again, same thing. The line wouldn't connect. The sedan fell back, then rammed us from behind. Cooper yelped. Emma screamed. He's trying to run us off the road. I took a hard right onto a side street, residential, dark. The sedan followed. Every turn I made, it matched, like it knew where I was going. Then Emma noticed something, babe. That's not just any car. What? Look at the model. That's a Tesla. Same one your coworker Dave drives. My blood went cold. Dave. Dave worked in my office. Quiet guy. Always staring a little too long. Asked about Emma once. Is that your girlfriend? She's pretty. I'd laughed it off. Now he was hunting us. 11:21 p.m. The gas station. There's a 24-hour gas station ahead, I said. We'll pull in. There'll be cameras, witnesses. I turned into the lot, parking directly under the brightest lights. Emma grabbed Cooper and we ran inside. The clerk, an older man, looked up, confused. You okay? Someone's following us. White Tesla. Call the police now. He grabbed his phone. We watched through the window. The sedan pulled into the lot. Parked 3 spaces away. Engine running, lights on. Just waiting. The clerk hung up. Police are on the way. 5 minutes. We waited. The sedan didn't move. Las 11:26 página M. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. Text. You can't hide forever. Another buzz. A photo taken tonight. Me and Emma leaving the restaurant. Cooper in my arms. Another photo. Our car. License plate visible. Another. Our apartment building. Emma's face went white. He knows where we live. 11:34 p.m. The police arrived. 2 officers. They approached the white sedan. The driver rolled down his window, calm, smiling. The officers talked to him for 3 minutes, then walked back to us. Sir, that's David Renner. Says he works with you, says this is all a misunderstanding. Misunderstanding? He chased us, rammed our car. He says, you cut him off on Route 29 and he was trying to get your attention because your taillight is out. That's bullshit. He took photos of us. Check his phone. The officer sighed. We can't search his phone without cause. And his car has no damage. Yours has a small dent. But that could have been from anything. He's been stalking us. Do you have proof? I showed him the texts. Unknown number. Photos of us. Could be anyone, sir. Could be photoshopped. We can't arrest him based on this. Dave stood by his car, hands in pockets, smiling at me. The officers left. Dave got in his car and drove away. Slowly, deliberately. As he passed, he waved. 4:43 a.m. We didn't go home. We went to Emma's parents' house, 40 minutes away. But I couldn't shake the feeling. He knew where we lived. 12:43 a.m. My phone buzzed. Dave, work contact. See you Monday. Then, another text, unknown number, a photo, taken 10 minutes ago. Our apartment lights off, front door. Caption, I'll wait. I checked our Ring doorbell app, camera offline. Emma called her dad. He drove to our apartment with a baseball bat. The camera was unplugged. Someone had cut the wire. On our doorstep, a gift bag. Inside, printed photos, dozens of them. Me and Emma. At the grocery store, at the gym. Walking Cooper, eating dinner. All taken over the past 3 months. At the bottom, a note. You're so beautiful, Emma. He doesn't deserve you. I'll be watching, always. We filed a restraining order. Dave was fired. He disappeared. That was 4 months ago. But last week, Emma got a Facebook message. From a blank profile. Just 1 sentence. I got a new car. You won't recognize it this time. Attached, a photo of us. Taken yesterday, at the park, with Cooper. We moved to a different state. Changed our numbers. Deleted social media. But sometimes, when we're driving at night, I see a car in the rearview mirror. 3 car lengths back. Never closer, never farther. And I know Dave is still out there, still watching, still waiting. Road rage ends. Obsession doesn't. And some people will follow you, forever. Story 5. The interview. Some job interviews test your skills. Others test if you'll survive the night. This is the story of a job interview in 2025 that I barely escaped alive. Monday. The email, I'd been job hunting for 3 months. Rent was overdue. My savings were gone. Then I got an email from Arcadia Solutions, a tech startup I'd never heard of. Congratulations. You've been selected for a final round interview for the position of data. Analyst interview will be held at our office, 447 Industrial Parkway. Friday at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. was odd but desperate times. I googled the company, barely any online presence. Generic website, no employee reviews. Red flag. But I needed the job. I replied, I'll be there. Friday, 7:54 p.m. to arrival, 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock. The address led me to an industrial complex on the edge of town. Old warehouses. Huffabenten. Building 447 was at the NDA 3-story concrete structure with blacked-out windows. I parked. The lot was empty, except for one black SUV. Inside, the lobby was sterile. White walls, fluorescent lights. No receptionist. A sign. Interview candidates. Proceed to room 12. Third floor. The elevator was out of order. I took the stairs. Third floor. The hallway was dimly lit. Doors numbered 8, 9, 10. But number 11. Then I found it. Room 12 at the very end. I knocked. No answer. The door was unlocked. I stepped inside. Empty room, one desk, one chair, one laptop. A note on the desk. Welcome. Your interview will begin shortly. Please complete the assessment on the laptop. Do not leave the room until instructed. 8:07 p.m. The test 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. I sat down. The laptop screen displayed a questionnaire. Question 1. Describe a time when you felt completely alone. Weird question. I typed a generic answer. Question 2. If you were trapped in a building, what would you do to survive? My stomach tightened. I glanced at the door. Still closed. Question 3. How long can you go without food or water? This wasn't a job interview. I stood up, tried the door, locked. I pounded on it. Hey, let me out. No response. The laptop screen changed. New message. Please remain calm. The interview is ongoing. Complete all questions. Question 4. Have you told anyone where you are tonight? My blood ran cold. No, I hadn't. I lived alone. My parents were in another state. I'd told no one about this. Interview, I was completely isolated. 8:34 p.m. The cameras. I searched the room. No windows. No vents large enough to crawl through. Then I noticed it. A camera in the corner. Red light blinking. Someone was watching. I shouted at the camera. This is illegal. Let me out, or I'm calling the police. I grabbed my phone. No signal. The laptop screen changed again. Live feed. 4 other rooms, 4 other people, sitting at desks, completing the same questionnaire. All of them looked terrified. One room showed a man pounding on his door. Another, a woman crying. Then the feed cut to a 5th room. Empty desk, chair, knocked over. Blood on the floor. The screen went black. 9:11 p.m. The voice, the lights went out. Complete darkness. Then, a voice, calm male, over a speaker I couldn't locate. Congratulations, you've passed phase 1. Phase 1. What the fuck is this? Arcadia Solutions specializes in psychological resilience training. We test individuals under extreme stress. You signed a waiver. I didn't sign anything. Check your email. I pulled up the original email on my phone. At the bottom, tiny text. By attending this interview, you consent to participate in Arcadia Solutions. Stress, resilience, study, compensation, $10,000. Upon completion. You can't keep me here. This is kidnapping. You're free to leave. The door will unlock in 3 hours. Or you can proceed to phase 2 and earn your payment. 3 hours, your choice. Wait or continue. The lights flickered back on. On the desk, a new note. Phase 2, navigate to the ground floor. Exit through the main door. Do not let him catch you. Him. 9:23 p.m. The chase. The door clicked, unlocked. I opened it slowly. The hallway was dark. Emergency lights cast long shadows. I heard footsteps, heavy boots on concrete, coming from the stairwell. I ran the opposite direction, found another stairwell, descended. Second floor, the footsteps followed. Faster now. I glanced back. A figure tall, wearing a black mask, carrying something, a bat, a pipe. I sprinted. First floor, the exit was 50 feet away. The figure was right behind me. I burst through the front door into the parking lot. My car was gone. The black SUV was still there, engine running. Driver's side door open, a note on the windshield. Congratulations. You've completed phase 2. Payment will be wired within 48 hours. Thank you for participating. I drove the SUV straight to the police station. The police investigated. Building 447 was empty. No laptops, no cameras, no blood, no record of Arcadia Solutions existing. But 2 days later, $10,000 appeared in my bank account. Wire transfer, untraceable, and an email. Thank you for your participation. You've been flagged as a higher resilience candidate. We'll be in touch for future opportunities. I never responded, but last week I got another email. Congratulations, you've been selected for phase 3. I deleted it. An hour later, my phone buzzed. Text from an unknown number. Deletion noted. Interview rescheduled. See you soon. Attached. A photo of my apartment, taken from across the street. Tonight, some interviews test your skills. Some test your limits. And some never really end. Story 6. The wrong address. Sometimes a wrong turn leads you exactly where you were meant to go. This is the story of a delivery gone wrong in 2025, and the house that never lets you leave. 11:34 p.m. The ping. I drive for quick serve, same-day grocery delivery, pays decent, flexible hours, mostly boring. 11:34 p.m. I got a last-minute order. One item, bag of ice. Delivery address, 1444 Millbrook Road, $25 tip, easy money. I grabbed the ice and plugged the address into GPS. Estimated arrival, 11:52 p.m. The route took me out of town, past the suburbs, into rural farmland. In 500 feet, turned right onto Millbrook Road. I turned gravel road. No streetlights, dense trees on both sides. You have arrived. I stopped. No house, just trees. Darkness. I checked the app. Address confirmed. 1444 Millbrook Road. I called the customer. No answer. I texted, "Hi, I'm at the address, but I don't see a house. Can you provide more details?" Reply, "You're close. Keep driving. You'll see the lights." 11:58 p.m. The house, 3 o'clock to 6:30. I drove another half mile. Then I saw it, a house, old, 2 stories. Lights on in every window. But something felt wrong. The house looked abandoned. Paint peeling, roof sagging, broken shutters. But the lights were on bright, almost too bright. I parked, grabbed the ice, walked to the front door. No doorbell. I knocked. The door swung open, unlocked. "Hello, delivery." No response. I stepped inside. The house was freezing, colder than outside. The interior didn't match the exterior. Clean, modern furniture. Flat-screen TV, new appliances. But the walls were covered in photographs, hundreds of them. All different people, different eras. 1960s, 1980s, 2000s. All standing in the same spot. This living room, all holding the same thing, a bag of ice. My phone buzzed. Customer, leave it on the kitchen counter. Thank you. Me, where are you? Customer, upstairs. Don't come up. Just leave it and go. 12:07 a.m. The photos. I walked to the kitchen, set the ice on the counter. That's when I saw it. A Polaroid camera. On the counter, next to a stack of blank Polaroid film and a note. Take one for the wall. I picked up the camera. It was already loaded. I heard footsteps. Upstairs, slow, deliberate. Hello. I called out, no response. The footsteps stopped directly above me. I looked up, the ceiling creaked. Then, I heard it, a voice muffled, coming from upstairs. Take the photo. What? Take the photo. My hands were shaking. I raised the camera, pointed it at myself. The flash went off. The photo printed. I watched it develop. Me standing in the kitchen, holding a bag of ice. Behind me, in the doorway, barely visible a figure. Tall, faceless. Watching, I spun around. Empty doorway. 14 a.m. The door, I ran for the front door. Locked. I tried the back door. Locked. Windows nailed shut. The footsteps started again, coming down the stairs. I grabbed a kitchen knife. Stay back. The footsteps stopped. At the bottom of the stairs, a voice, calm, female. You can't leave until you're on the wall. What? Every delivery driver. Everyone. They all stay. I looked at the photos again. Dozens of faces. All holding ice. At the bottom of each photo, a date. 1967. 1983. 1995. 2001. 2014. 2019. 2023. The most recent, 2024. I was next. 12:21 a.m. The figure appeared at the top of the stairs, tall, thin, wearing a white dress. No face, just smooth, pale skin, where features should be. It descended slowly, one step at a time. I backed into the kitchen, spotted a window above the sink, small but big enough. I smashed it with the knife handle, climbed through, fell into the yard. I ran, didn't look back. My car was gone. The gravel road stretched in both directions. Darkness, no lights, no houses. I ran toward where I'd come from. Behind me, I heard it. Footsteps on gravel getting closer. I ran faster than headlights. A car coming toward me. I waved frantically. It stopped. Please, help me. The driver rolled down the window. An older man, concerned, you okay? Someone's chasing me. Call the police. He looked behind me, there's no one there. I turned, empty road. Get in, he said. I did. As we drove away, I looked back. The house was gone. Just trees, darkness. The police found nothing. No house at 1444 Millbrook Road. No record of the address existing. Quick Serve had no order on file. No customer, no payment. But in my pocket, I found something. The Polaroid me, in the kitchen, holding ice, and behind me the figure. I threw it away. The next morning, it was back in my pocket. I burned it. It reappeared. It's been 3 weeks. The photo is still in my pocket. No matter what I do, it comes back. And every night, at 11:34 p.m., my phone pings. New delivery request. 1444 Millbrook Road. $25 tip. I haven't accepted it. But last night, I woke up at 11:34. I was in my car. Engine, running GPS, on recalculating route to 1444 Millbrook Road. I don't remember getting in the car. Some addresses don't exist. Some deliveries never end. And some houses are always waiting. Story 7. The Shadow Network. In every city, there's a network you can't see, until they decide to see you. This is the story of a night out in Baltimore, 2025, and the strangers who knew everything about me. 10:13 p.m., the rooftop. Friday night, my friends Jess, Marcus, and I hit up Sky Bar Rooftop Place downtown. Good drinks, great view, packed crowd. We'd been there an hour when Marcus noticed something. That guy's been staring at you. I looked across the bar. 30s, baseball cap, sunglasses. At night, he was holding his phone, pointed at me. Probably just drunk, I said. But when I looked again, he was gone. 11:47 p.m., we left. Walked toward the parking garage, 3 blocks away. That's when I saw him again. Same guy, same cap, across the street watching. Okay, that's creepy, Jess whispered. We walked faster. He followed, staying 50 feet back. Marcus pulled out his phone. I'm calling an Uber. No, the garage is right there, I said. We turned the corner. The garage was 1 block ahead. Then, I saw them. 3 more people, all wearing caps, all holding phones, all filming us. 11:52 p.m., the messages. My phone buzzed. Unknown number, turn left, on Charles Street. I stopped. What the fuck? Another buzz. Unknown number, don't go to the garage. Turn left now. How do they? Unknown number. We're trying to help. There are 6 people waiting for you in the garage. Turn left. Marcus looked at his phone. I just got the same message. Jess's phone buzzed. Me too. We looked at each other. Then at the people following us. They were closer now, 10 feet back. Left, I said. We turned. The people stopped following. They just stood there, watching. We ran 2 blocks. 3 found a 24-hour diner. Burst inside. Call the cops, I shouted to the waitress. She looked confused. What's wrong? We explained. She stepped outside, looked around. There's no one out there. We looked through the window. Empty street. 12:34 a.m. The Forum. We sat in a booth, shaking, trying to make sense of it. Marcus Googled people following me. Baltimore. A Reddit thread popped up. Our Baltimore conspiracy. Thread title, has anyone else been followed by the network? Hundreds of comments. They followed me for 3 weeks, always filming, never talking. I got the same text. Don't go to the garage. Saved my life. 2 guys were waiting with knives. They're called the Shadow Network. No one knows who they are or what they want. Some say they're vigilantes. Others say they're trafficking scouts. Either way, if they're watching you, you're in danger. I scrolled through. One comment stood out. They communicate through a private app. They track targets, share photos, coordinate. If you're on their radar, you'll know. You'll get the texts. You'll see the watchers. And once you're in, you can't get out. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. You're safe now. But they know who you are. Don't go home tonight. 1:47 a.m. The hotel, we checked into a hotel. Didn't go home. Didn't tell anyone where we were. We Googled ourselves. Nothing unusual. Then Marcus searched Shadow Network app, a link to the dark web, an encrypted forum. He clicked it. Shadow Network Baltimore chapter. Active members 847. Current targets 23. He clicked current targets, a list of names, photos, addresses. My name was on the list. My photo taken tonight at the bar. Below it, status, monitoring, threat level, yellow, reason, unknown. What the fuck does that mean? I shouted. Marcus scrolled. Jess's name wasn't there. His wasn't either. Just mine. He clicked my profile. More photos. Dozens, taken over the past month. Me, at the gym, at the grocery store, walking to my car, eating lunch, all taken by different people, different angles. At the bottom, update November 15th, 25, target aware. Protocol, inform and release to 23 a.m. The email, 14 o'clock to 16 o'clock. My phone buzzed. Email, no sender name, no subject. I opened it. You've been removed from active monitoring. You are no longer a target. Do not attempt to investigate further. Do not contact authorities. This is your only warning. Attached a video. I clicked it. Security footage. My apartment. Live feed. My bedroom empty, but the camera was inside my apartment. I'd never installed a camera. The video zoomed in on my bed, a note on the pillow. We're always watching. Stay safe. The network, I called the cops. Filed a report. They found nothing. No camera. No note. That was 2 months ago. I moved, changed my number, deleted all social media. But last week, I got a package. No return address. Inside, a USB drive. I plugged it in. One file, a video. Security footage. My new apartment, taken yesterday. Same bedroom, same angle, and on the bed, a new note. Welcome back. The network. Some cities have gangs. Some have mobs. Baltimore has the network. And once there, watching you, they never stop. Story 8. The Last Call. In 2025, we're never truly alone. Our phones track us. Cameras watch us. But what happens when something else starts watching back? This is the story of Marcus Chen and the 3 calls that should never have connected. Night 1, the first call. I took the overnight security job at Datacore Storage facility because I needed the money. 23 years, old student loans crushing me, and the graveyard shift paid double. The building stored servers for tech companies, rows and rows of humming machines in climate-controlled rooms. No windows, no people after 11 p.m. Just me, the cameras, and the endless white noise of cooling fans. 2:17 a.m., my phone buzzed. Unknown number, I almost didn't answer. Marcus. My name, a woman's voice, flat, emotionless. Who is this? You need to check server room. See right now. How did you? The line died. I checked the cameras. Server room C looked normal. Rows of black towers, blinking green lights. But something felt off. I grabbed my flashlight and walked down the corridor. The door to room C was cold, like winter cold. I touched the handle and jerked my hand back. Inside, one server was flashing red. Error messages scrolled across its display. The exact moment she called, my radio crackled. Marcus, behind you. I spun around. Empty hallway, but the door to room C was closing by itself. Night 2, the second call. I tried to quit the next morning. My supervisor laughed. Server glitch. Happens all the time. You'll get used to it. I didn't believe him, but I needed the money. 2:17 a.m., same time, my phone buzzed again. Marcus came back. The same woman's voice. But this time, was she smiling? Who are you? I've been here longer than you. Much longer. That's not an answer. Check the archive room. Third shelf. Blue folder. Click. My hands were shaking. The archive room was off-limits, old paper files from before everything went digital. I used my master key. The blue folder was exactly where she said. Inside, photographs. Black and white. Dated 1987. A young woman in a security uniform. Name tag, Alina Vasquez. Behind her, the same hallway I walked every night. But in the photo's background, barely visible. A shadow with no source. I turned the photo over. Handwritten note. She sees everything. She always has. My phone rang again. I didn't answer. It kept ringing. 10 times, 15, 20. Finally, I picked up. You shouldn't have ignored me, Marcus. Every light in the building went out. Night 3. The final call, I was done. I didn't care about the money anymore. I'd work, the last shift, and never come back. But when I arrived, something was different. All the clocks in the facility had stopped. 2:17 to 17 a.m. My phone didn't ring. Instead, the desk phone did. The ancient landline that hadn't worked in years. I stared at it. 7 rings. 8, 9. I picked up, hello Marcus. Not the woman's voice. My own voice. What the hell? You need to leave now. She's not just watching anymore. Who is she? Alina. She died here in 1987, locked in server room C. During a fire, they never found her body. She's been in the system ever since. In the phones, in the cameras, in everything connected. The cameras, I looked up at the nearest one. Its red light was blinking in a pattern. SOS. The voice on the phone, my voice whispered. She's trying to warn you. Someone else is here. Someone who wants you to stay. Forever. Behind me, I heard breathing. Not mine. I ran. Every door I passed slammed shut behind me. Lights flickered in sequence, leading me toward the exit but also toward server room C. At the end of the hallway stood a figure, security uniform. Name tag, I couldn't read. My phone buzzed one last time. Text message from myself. Room C now, or you'll become like me. I kicked open the door to room C. Inside, I found it. A body. Mummified. Behind a false wall that had collapsed. Elena Busquets. Name tag still readable. The moment I saw her, every device in the building powered down. Complete silence. Then, my phone lit up. Final message. Thank you. I can rest now. I ran out of that building and never looked back. Police found Elena's remains the next day. The facility shut down permanently. That was 6 months ago. I work day shifts now at a coffee shop. No tech, no cameras, no phones after dark. But sometimes, at 2:17 a.m., my phone buzzes. Unknown number. I never answer. Because the last text I got said, Marcus, she wasn't alone in there. Distant, phone ringing, unanswered. Forever. Story 9. Mile marker 237. There are roads that exist on every map, and roads that only appear when you're alone. This is the story of Sarah Mitchell, a 28-year-old nurse, driving home after a double shift. She took Highway 89 through Montana at midnight. She should have arrived by 1 a.m. She didn't arrive until dawn, and when she did, she wasn't the same. Mile marker 189, the first sign. I'd driven Highway 89 100 times. 47 miles of nothing but pine trees, rock faces, and the occasional deer. My husband Jake always told me to take the long way, through town instead. That road feels wrong at night, he'd say. I always laughed at him. Jam 11:47 p.m. I merged onto the highway. Coffee in the cup holder. True crime podcast playing. Normal drive, easy. Mile marker 189. That's when I first saw her. A woman in a white dress, standing perfectly still, on the shoulder. Not walking, not moving, just staring at the road. I slowed down. You okay? I called out the window. She didn't respond, didn't even turn her head. I got a weird feeling. I drove on mile marker 193. She was there again. Same woman, same white dress, same spot on the shoulder, staring. My heart dropped. That's 4 miles in less than 2 minutes. Impossible. I checked my rearview mirror. She was gone, but in my headlights, I saw something I hadn't noticed before. Her feet weren't touching the ground. Mile marker 201. The broadcast, I called Jake. No signal. I tried again. Nothing. My podcast cut out, replaced by static. Then a voice broke through emergency broadcast. All travelers on Highway 89 are advised to. Static swallowed it. Not stop for anyone. Repeat. Do not stop. The radio died completely. Mile marker 201. A car sat in the ditch ahead. Hazard lights blinking. Brand new SUV engine still running. Driver's door wide open. I should have kept driving. I know that now. But I'm a nurse. I stopped. Hello, I called out, flashlight in hand. Anyone hurt? The inside of the car was freezing. Ice crystals on the windshield. In July, on the dashboard, a phone still unlocked. Last text. Message sent 3 minutes ago. She's in the road. Don't stop. I heard gravel crunch behind me. I spun around, nothing, but my car door 15 feet away was now closed. I'd left it open. I ran back, threw myself inside, locked the doors. Hands shaking so bad I could barely turn the key. In my rearview mirror, I saw her, the woman in white, standing next to the abandoned SUV, watching me leave. But this time, she was smiling. Mile marker 215. The loop. I floored it. 60, 70, 80 miles per hour. Mile marker 215. My GPS suddenly rerouted in 500 feet. Make a U-turn. What? No, I shouted at it. Make a U-turn. Make a U-turn. Make a U-turn. The voice got faster, more desperate. I looked at the map. According to GPS, I was driving in a circle. The same 5-mile stretch, over and over. But the mile markers were going up. I was moving forward. Mile marker 220. The trees looked wrong. Too dense, too close to the road. Branches scraped my windows even, though I was in the center lane. Mile marker 225. I passed another car. Finally, someone else. I honked, flashed my lights. They didn't respond. As I got closer, my blood turned to ice. It was my car, same model, same license plate, same dent on the bumper from last winter. Inside, a woman was driving, blonde hair, blue jacket, me. She turned her head slowly and looked at me. Her eyes were completely black. She mouthed something. Turn around. Mile marker 237. The choice. I screamed, swerved. My car fishtailed, tires squealing. When I straightened out, the other car was gone. Mile marker 237. A sign I'd never seen before. Welcome to nowhere. Population. The road split. Left lane. Highway 89 continues. Right lane. Unmarked dirt road into the woods. My GPS showed both routes leading to the same place. Impossible. Then I saw them. Dozens of cars, parked in the trees, rusted, covered in moss. Some looked 50 years old. Others, brand new. All empty. My radio crackled back to life. Sarah, take the dirt road. My husband's voice. Jake, take the dirt road. Sarah, it's the only way out. Trust me. But Jake had never driven this highway. He didn't know it. I looked at the left lane. Highway 89. Familiar. Safe. Then I looked at my gas gauge. Empty. I'd had a full tank. When I started, the woman in white appeared in my headlights. Dead center of the highway. Arms at her sides. This time, she spoke. I heard her voice inside my head. The road only lets you leave when you've learned its secret. What secret? She smiled. That you were never supposed to survive. I closed my eyes, gripped the wheel, and drove straight at her. Dawn. The arrival. I woke up at a rest stop. Daylight, 6:23 a.m. My car was parked, engine off, keys in the ignition. I checked my phone. 17 missed calls from Jake. Last one at 11:52 p.m., 5 minutes after I entered the highway. I called him back. Sarah, where the hell were you? I've been calling all night. I was driving the highway. You've been gone for 7 hours. The hospital said you left at 11:30. I looked at my odometer. I'd driven 237 miles. Highway 89 is only 47 miles long. That was 3 months ago. I take the long way through. Town now, always. But last week, I got a voicemail. Unknown number. No one spoke. Just the sound of tires on asphalt. Wind, a distant owl, and at the very end, a whisper. See you at mile marker 237. I checked my call log. The voicemail came from my own number. Some roads don't appear on maps. Some highways only exist at night, and some mile markers count how many. People never made it home. Story 10. The Whistler's Trail. There's an old saying among Montana Rangers: never hike Black Pine Trail after dark. Not because of bears. Not because of terrain. Because something up there whistles back. This is the story of Alex Torres, a 32-year-old wilderness photographer who learned why some trails are abandoned at sunset. She went up with a camera. She came down with something else. 7:43 p.m. The ascent, I'm not reckless. Let's get that straight. I've been hiking solo for 8 years. Appalachian Trail, Pacific Crest, you name it. I know my limits. I prep my gear. I file route plans. But I'd been chasing this shot for months. The Perseids meteor shower over Black Pine Ridge. Peak visibility at 11 p.m. The trailhead closed at sunset, so I'd have to sneak in. 7:43 p.m. Started the hike, 3-mile trail, moderate elevation. I'd done harder. The forest was dense Douglas fir, lodgepole pine, thick underbrush. My headlamp cut a narrow tunnel through the darkness. 8:15 p.m. I noticed the markings, symbols carved into tree trunks, not natural, not old. Fresh. Bark, white wood, exposed. They repeated every 100 feet. A circle, 3 lines radiating outward, like a child's drawing of the sun. Except these were carved backward, the lines pointed inward. Toward the circle, I took photos. Weird but not threatening. Probably some weird geocaching thing. Then I heard it. A whistle, clear, melodic, coming from uphill. I stopped. Hello. The whistle repeated. Same tune, do re mi fa sol. Someone else was on the trail. 9:02 p.m. The mimic. I kept hiking. The whistle followed, always 50 feet behind, never closer, never farther. I called out again. Hey, are you okay? The whistle stopped. Then I heard my own voice. Hey, are you okay? Perfect. Mimicry. My tone, my cadence. My blood went cold. 9:02 p.m. I reached a fork in the trail. Left to the ridge, right to an emergency shelter. A sign was nailed to a tree. Black Pine Trail closed. UNSAFE conditions. Do not proceed after dark. But the sign was weathered, decades old. The trail service would have replaced it by now. I checked my phone. No signal, battery, 23%. I turned left, toward the ridge. I'd come this far. Behind me, footsteps crunched on gravel. I spun around, headlamp blazing. A figure stood at the fork. Tall, human-shaped, but wrong. Its proportions were off. Arms too long, torso too thin. And it wore my jacket, same color, same brand. It raised one hand and waved, slowly, deliberately. Then it whistled. De re mi fa sol. I ran. 9:47 p.m. The loop, branches tore at my face. Roots tried to trip me. My lungs burned. 9:47 p.m. I burst into a clearing. I recognized it immediately. The fork in the trail, the sign, the symbols on the trees. I'd run in a circle. But that was impossible. I'd been going uphill. You can't loop uphill. I checked my GPS. It showed me at the trailhead parking lot 3 miles downhill. But I was standing in the clearing. I could see the ridge above me. The whistle came again. This time from 3 directions at once. Do re mi fa sol. Do re mi fa. I spun around. 3 figures now surrounding me, all wearing versions of my jacket. The closest one stepped forward. Its face was blank, smooth skin, where features should be, except for a mouth. It smiled, too wide, too many teeth. And it spoke in my voice. Why did you come here, Alex? What are you? We've been waiting. The trail only opens for those who ignore the warnings. I'm leaving. No, you're not. All 3 figures raised their hands and pointed at the ground beneath me. I looked down, the symbols carved into the dirt. I was standing in the center of a circle. The figures began to whistle in harmony. The sound drilled into my skull. I couldn't think, couldn't move. Then cracked. A gunshot split the air. 10:31 p.m. The ranger, the figures scattered into the trees. The whistling stopped. A voice shouted, "Don't move." A ranger emerged from the trail, rifle raised. Older man, weathered face, eyes sharp with fear. Not for himself, for me. "How long have you been up here?" he demanded. I don't know. An hour, maybe 2. He checked his watch. "It's 10:31. You entered the trailhead at 7:43. That's 3 hours. That's what I said." "No," he grabbed my arm. "Look at your watch." I did. It read to 17 a.m. "That's wrong, my phone says." I checked my phone. 2:17 a.m. battery, 4%. The ranger pulled me toward the trail. "We need to leave. Now." "What the hell is happening?" "The whistlers. They've been here longer than the forest. They mimic, they trap, they feed on time. That's insane. You just lost 7 hours. Alex, where do you think that time went?" I looked back at the clearing. The 3 figures stood at the edge of the trees, watching, waiting. The ranger fired a warning shot. They didn't flinch. We ran. 3:04 a.m. The descent. We reached the parking lot. My car sat alone under a flickering streetlight. The ranger checked my vitals. "You're dehydrated, hypothermic. You need a hospital." "I'm fine. I just want to go home." "You don't understand. You lost 7 hours. That's 7 hours of your life, gone. You'll feel it. Exhaustion, memory, gaps. Some people never recover." I looked at my reflection in the car window. I looked older, subtle, but there were lines around my eyes I'd never noticed. Gray hairs I didn't have yesterday. What did they do to me? The ranger didn't answer. He just said, "Don't come back. Ever. The trail remembers you now." That was 4 months ago. I haven't hiked since. I barely leave the house after dark. But last week, I was walking my dog at dusk. He stopped suddenly, ears up, staring at the tree line behind my house. Then I heard it, "Duremafasol." I looked at my phone, 2:17 a.m., but the sun was still setting. It should have been 6:30 p.m. When I checked again, it said 6:32 p.m. But for those 2 minutes, I was back in the clearing, back. In the circle, the whistlers found me once, and I think they're still looking. Some trails lead you home. Some trails lead you nowhere. And some trails keep a piece of you forever.